So, this girl tells this story of when she was 14 and her and her best friend decided they were going to have a sleepover at her house. So they decide that night they're going to sleep in the living room, get all the big sofa cushions off like you do, get the fire roaring. They can't wait. Now, the girl who tells the story, she lived with the mum and her dad on 550 acres of land in this gorgeous big house. Now the house had floor-to-ceiling windows that stretched right across the lounge, looking out to beautiful gardens, and in the distance was a massive forest. The forest pretty much lined the edge all around the property. So mum and dad were upstairs chilling, leaving them to it downstairs. It's just getting dark, and at some point she notices that her cousin just staring out of the window, like just stood there. So she asks her what's wrong, and she's like, shh, just wait. She can tell she's seen something, and she just keeps telling her to be quiet while she focuses. She walks over to her at the window. Now she explains if you look out of the window you can see all this land, and in the distance you can see all the forest. Underneath the window it drops about 5-6 foot to the ground, so the window is set up. So she explains she's looking out, she can't see what her cousin's seeing, thinks it's all in her head. She then catches her breath as she notices at the same time as her cousin a shadow. They can't tell if it's a man, a woman, an animal, they don't actually know what it is, stepping out, not leaping, not jumping, not running, just stepping out and walking casually from behind one tree to the other. They absolutely shit themselves, and they stand there a good 5 minutes and they see it happen again. Now she's thinking, do I go upstairs and get my dad? She explains the problem was her dad is the type of guy to grab his rifle, go out there and go running across the field to the forest, yelling. So obviously she holds off on that idea and they just stand there looking. So they stand there contemplating, another 2 minutes go by, and all of a sudden they see it again on the opposite side, so now there's two. All of a sudden, one of these things, whatever it is, steps out from behind a tree and starts running fast towards that living room window across the field. Before they can even focus on what it is, they just get off and run upstairs to get her dad. Sure enough, her dad comes running downstairs, whatever it is has disappeared. He goes outside, he walks all the way around the property, there's nothing there. So that night the mum and dad stay up, they go to sleep, and in the morning they all walk out to see exactly if they can find anything. So they walk across the land to the forest, and sure enough there is footprints, what look like human footprints around the trees where they saw it. It wasn't till they actually walked back to the property the mum gasped and said, look. They all look over, and right underneath the window that's raised up high where they were stood in the living room, there is footprints all around underneath the window. So whatever it was ran up to that window that evening when they ran upstairs, and it was looking in at them. They continued to live there for years later, and nothing again happened like that. But this really, really freaked them out.